Dame una sonrisa, risa, risa. Dame una sonrisa, risa, risa. Dame una sonrisa, risa, risa. Dame una sonrisa.
There are few words to accurately describe the kind of impact this one man has had on an entire culture.
It feels like we're born with a different mission, same genre, but a different purpose.
Qué guapo, ¿cómo estás?
From his iconic fade to his megawatt smile, Daddy Yankee is recognized and revered everywhere he goes.
We'd love for you to sign this.
Thank you.
Born Ramon Luis Ayala Rodriguez, this is what life has been like for Daddy Yankee for the last 20 years. And that may be why his transformation, his rebirth into what he calls a musician with purpose, has longtime fans and new listeners alike standing at attention.
My purpose is to share my faith with the world. Thank you guys.
But the artist he is now couldn't have been without the artist he was. So much of that success, thanks to his smash breakout hit Gasolina, credited for popularizing reggaeton around the world. By the end of 2004, Gasolina was a regular addition on major U.S. radio stations, and its accompanying music video was in heavy rotation on English language networks like MTV and BET. At the time, this was unheard of for Spanish music, and it marked the beginning of a global shift. And though it was that track that made Daddy Yankee a superstar, he had been making music in the underground scene since the early 90s, alongside another underground legend in the scene, DJ Playero. Both seen here outside of Via Kennedy in Puerto Rico.
It's surreal still. I'm thinking about the kid back in the days, in the 1990s, like creating the genre, to start creating, and we one of the pioneers, and see the genre all over the world is incredible. It's still like a dream come true for me. Like, wow, that kid that was having a vision, having a dream, right now, watching all of that is powerful.
Those early years paved the way for what eventually became the defining sound of modern-day reggaeton.
Tengo la responsabilidad de seguir llevando el género al otro nivel. Tiene que venir una figura nuevamente a cambiar todos los esquemas, y es lo que estamos haciendo, tú me entiendes, moviendo todo un género hacia una nueva dirección.
Gasolina making history. It was the first reggaeton song to be noticed for the Record of the Year at the 2005 Latin Grammys. Rolling Stone named it the best reggaeton song of all time. And in 2023, Gasolina became the first reggaeton song to be selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry. Now, Daddy Yankee has more than 60 million monthly listeners on Spotify and huge crossover hits like the Rompe remix featuring G-Unit.
I got my G-Unit boots on, so you can get stumped, or you can quit playing and come on and get crunk, yeah.
To his 2019 feature on the global phenomenon Despacito with Luis Fonsi, which produced the most watched music video of all time on YouTube with 8.8 billion views. Daddy Yankee made reggaeton a household name. And 2 decades later, the genre is not only dominating Latin music, but it's one of the most popular styles of music on the planet.
I remember as a kid, when I was a teenager, like creating the genre, I remember that people told me, yo, this is gonna be a fad, this is gonna die in a couple of years. And you see the reggaetonians all over the world right now after 35 years.
In December of 2023, he did something unexpected.
Por eso esta noche reconozco y no me avergüenzo en decirle al mundo entero que Jesús vive en mí. Y que yo viviré para él. Se acabó una historia y va a comenzar una nueva historia.
Daddy Yankee announced his retirement and new dedication to his Christian faith. But the big boss couldn't stay away for long. Empowered by faith, his focus is now sharing the gospel and words of positivity in his newest project, Lamento en Baile. Performing his latest single, Sonríele, at the Billboard's Latin Awards. lot of us thought that we weren't going to see you hitting that stage again. Was it always your intention to step away and not return to music, or did you know that you were going to return in a different light?
No, actually, my intention was to stop and retire, actually. But I went through a lot in these years that, for some reason, God brought me back with a mission. It's all about challenging myself since I was a teenager, and now I'm proving that, there's a room for music with a good message.
And you're not really speaking of it as if it's Christian-based music. You're saying that it's music with a message, music that feels good.
Yeah.
Is that how you want it to stay? Because how would you categorize your songs now?
I categorize it as a music with purpose, with faith and positive and like Sonríele, for instance. Sonríele is a medicine for the people. Like everybody that hears Sonríele change their days.
Nunca dejo de sonreír, pase lo que pase voy a ser feliz, todos los procesos los entendí, pasa cosas malas para qué mentir.
I'm not thinking about numbers, I'm not thinking about streamings, I'm not thinking about all of that. I'm thinking about having an experience with my music, and that's what is happening right now.
You Wake Up with Sonríele is now #1 across multiple charts. You didn't see this coming. Did you think that the impact was going to be like that?
Honestly, no. If you ask me from that side, yes, I'm like amazed for everything that I've seen so far with the song, with the performance, the message, everything. It's like that is the reason I feel so good, and that I came with a mission and I've seen the fruit of it.
This isn't a sound that is new to you, though. This is music that you've been working on for a very long time. Tell me about the album and the different sounds and the thought of saying, oh no, we're not going to just go with one sound. You have salsa on there, you have tropical, you have reggaeton, you have everything on the album.
I have all the styles, and when I announced my faith and my retirement that I was doing, and I came back, people thought it was going to be a different sound. When they actually heard the album, they said, okay, we have all the styles, all the flows.
But why Lamento en Baile? Why that name?
Lamento en Baile is a psalm that we have in Psalm 30:11. Dios cambió mi lamento en baile, my sorrows to dance.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful psalm, Psalm 30:11.
You spoke about how you used to be 10 years old and you would dress yourself to walk, to go to church. So finding faith and being part of a church is not something that's new to you.
No.
But what was it that made you say, I have to change my ways? Because I was there with you.
Yeah, I remember.
Bailando, rompiendo, doing all of the things and having fun. And I'm just so curious because as we get older, usually there's an experience that says, I can't continue to keep on living like this and I can't keep on continuing the way that I am. Was there a moment specifically?
Yes, I went through a difficult time in my personal life, and my faith is what got me here and gave me the strong and that that fuerza to stay strong and be right there in front of everything. It was faith that got me here and gave me that strength.
What was those low days like?
Very dark days.
I don't think a lot of people understand that as an artist as yourself with worldwide recognition, that you have everything going for you. So how does it look like for DY to even have a bad day? When you have all the money in the world at your disposal, you have anything you could ever ask for, how does unhappiness even creep into your heart?
There's a lot of things that we cannot control in this life. Accidents, health, and crisis. But when that moment hit your life, you're gonna need a supernatural health, supernatural help. And that's God.
Could you talk about that experience?
Yes, it's my personal life, it's out there. But what I can say for myself is I learned that I don't control things, that God controls everything.
Has it been hard for you in this transition to see some people fade away and not live in this new journey with you?
Yeah, it's hard. It's gonna be hard when you decide for Jesus. And the word is clear, when you decide for your faith, Jesus came to divide light from darkness. And when you come to the light, obviously people that are from the darkness, they are not going to be aligned with your faith. And it's understandable. I always have been pure from the heart, even though I wasn't in the path that I'm, in the journey that I'm in right now, but it always has been from the heart since day one. I don't want to impose my faith to nobody. It's a different thing to impose, to share. I just want to share my experience and my faith.
Still ahead, the mission behind the message. What do you think has been the biggest lesson of them all?
Live the present. Live the present. And always depend on your best friend, which is Jesus.
Daddy Yankee reflects on the choices and challenges that brought him to this pivotal moment.
I feel very, very accomplished with what I'm doing right now.
What would you say to that young man 20 years ago?
Oh, 20 years ago, I mean, relax a little bit, man. I would tell him, control your emotion and your impulse. Because that was my nature as well as a little kid. Relax a little bit and enjoy the ride. Thank you. Amen. Amen to that. Thank you for giving us our voice to spread my message. It's beautiful. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah.
So you have your religion and your faith in the background while you're doing this huge reggaeton movement and this new path that you're creating for sound worldwide. Did you ever feel a contradiction back then? Because you were doing a lot and you were very young.
But yeah, I was really young and I was really rebel even though I had my faith and you know, like back then I was like really following a dream.
In the 90s, reggaeton was widely criticized in Puerto Rico and even blamed for the rise in crime on the island. The government focused their policing on the public housing development called caseríos, like Villa Kennedy, where Daddy Yankee grew up. Reggaeton was born from mixing the sounds of hip-hop, dancehall music, and Spanish reggae popularized by Panamanian artists like El General's Muévelo.
Muévelo, muévelo, que sabrosa. Muévelo, muévelo, como lo haces. Ven a bailar.
MCs would perform over the mixes for live parties. A lot of the newly created music was party music, but would often speak about the many realities many caseríos were facing at the time. Daddy Yankee's early work is no different, like his song Enciende.
La sangre corre en los residenciales. Municipales matan estatales. Los niños crecen con amor a los metales y sin amor. Una vez tiró a su niño el zafacón.
Earning him the title, the King of Reggaeton.
So I wasn't thinking about nothing else. Like I know that I'm gonna make it out of the hood. That mentality of giving your family all the things that you never had, which is really good. That's good. When you have that discipline, that dedication, all of that is so great. But if you don't have that direction from God, at the end of the day, you're gonna hit the wall. That's it. And I hit the wall, and I understood that, okay, I missed the most important ingredient in all of this, which was God, and that's it.
So in chasing your dream and in chasing this idea of what success was back in the day, did you ever feel fulfilled? Because I've heard you say that it didn't fill you all the way.
You know what? There was a point that I thought I was fulfilled. Because you come from, like I said, you come from poverty, from nothing to have money, to be recognized, to fulfill all the humanity necessities that we have. We want to be recognized, we want to have money, we want to have all of that. There was a point that I said, okay, I made it, but I was so far from the truth. And I was like, wow, what is this? I thought I was going to be fulfilled forever. And it felt like a routine, like, okay, what is the meaning of life after all of this? So I started asking me questions. And I remember that kid that had 10 years old, you know, going to the church and listening to the Word of God. And I listen, okay, I remember I was a little kid, I was very happy, and I feel free. Why not come back to those days?
What has been the reaction from your fans?
They loving it. I think they identify with the authenticity, and you can tell that if it's real or not. I mean, and that's something that I was trying to be in my career. You know, like being the realist out there, and that's a personal, you know, very personal to me. Like showing myself, like don't be afraid for to be acceptable or trying to convince everybody to get recognition.
But don't you want your new music to hit the same success as what Gasolina did? Do you still chase after that big hit and that big single like that?
And that's a good question. That's a great challenge. And it's like I brought to this purpose just for the pop culture. You know, like if we open it for pop culture, I think there's a room for pop culture to have a room for good message at the same time. And I'm doing because of that purpose, you know. But bigger than numbers, bigger than hitting the stream like you're saying, I think changes life is the real goal here. You know what I'm saying? If it's one person that changes a life, and that I made it, that's it. That's what I'm looking right now, that people have an experience with my music. If it hits #1, if it hits streams, that's an extra bonus. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be, I feel good when Sonríe make it's the #1 record.
Yeah.
It feels so good. I mean, like, wow, they accepting the message. But if it don't, regardless, I know this changes life out there, and that's the biggest purpose above everything.
But there are ride or die, day one, Daddy Yankee fans who want to know if they're going to even hear you perform your old songs anymore.
Right now, I'm on a different mission. Right now, it's a different purpose. And I think right now, it's like I learned to live the day, the present. If you ask me, oh, it's going to happen, I don't know what's going to happen. I learned, and everything that I learned so far is to live in the day-by-day life. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I had so many plans that I wanted to do, and they so different of what I thought today that I don't predict the future. It's like, I don't know. I'm just, if you ask me from today, my purpose is my purpose today.
What do you think of like this new wave of Latin young people, the Bad Bunnies, who I know you're a good friend with and you've collaborated with as well? Like, can you imagine if we would have had camera phones back when?
And I remember Gasolina went viral without social media.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
Could you imagine how different it would have been with social media? It's probably lucky that there were no camera phones back in the day. And like just the impact of what it is now.
Yeah, it would be like a totally different story, but it had to be that way. Because that way means that, you know, it was more powerful. Like without all those tools that we have today, like reggaeton evolved with those tools back in the days. So you can imagine the power of our culture, our language, and the creative side of all of us.
I know we can't change the past, but is there anything you would do differently?
No. No.
I told you this the other day. I said you look younger now than you did back in the day. You've aged gracefully, my friend. What makes you glow and make you so happy now? I feel like you don't have a bad day in the world, or you can't even get mad anymore.
No, I get mad. I get mad, and I get angry. It's part of our humanity. The thing is that I have learned how to deal with that because the faith that I have and because all the things that I have learned till this point, the books that I'm reading, the psychological help, the therapist help, all of that combined, the good exercise, good diet, creating more habits, good habits. When you combine that spirituality, take care of yourself, have discipline, have good thoughts, and have a good diet, then you're gonna make a personal change in your life.
And after all these years, this new journey comes with new possibilities. as Daddy Yankee made history again, delivering an electrifying halftime show at the first time ever NFL game in Spain. Playing his new collaboration with Bizarrap live for the first time, proving that this one-in-a-generation career isn't changing, it's just evolving. What do you think has been the biggest lesson of them all?
Live the present. Live the present. And always depend on your best friend, which is Jesus. This is the beauty of this journey, is that everything that happens to you is a lesson. And you keep growing and growing and growing, and you're trying to be a better human being every day. That's the challenge. But I'm not a perfect. I'm going through a process. I make mistakes every day. I learned that I have weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and that's real good because I'm knowing myself. I'm getting to know myself even better every day, and trying to be better and face my vulnerabilities and my weakness, and try to get strength every day and trying to get better. Facing myself.
Have you had anybody come up to you and say they missed the old Daddy Yankee?
Oh yeah, yes. I missed the old one, and I told them, okay, it's good, I understand, but you're gonna love the new one.